When you look at the stars, what do you think about?
That we may not be alone in the universe?
How big is space?
Here are some interesting facts about space that are hard to imagine. "99% of the mass of our solar system is the Sun. Our star, the Sun, is so dense that it accounts for a whopping 99% of the mass of our entire solar system. This is what allows it to gravitationally dominate all the planets. Technically, our Sun is a G-type main sequence star, which means that every second it fuses approximately 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium. It also converts about 4 million tons of matter into energy as a byproduct. When the Sun dies, it will become a red giant and swallow the Earth and everything around it. But don't worry, this won't happen for the next 5 billion years. The biggest asteroid in our solar system is a space rock called Ceres. The asteroid, sometimes referred to as a dwarf planet, has a diameter of almost 600 miles. It is by far the largest in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter and accounts for as much as a third of the belt's mass. The surface area of Ceres is roughly equal to the land area of India or Argentina. Jupiter's red spot shrinks. Jupiter's famous red spot has been shrinking in recent decades. This spot on the planet is a giant storm that used to be able to accommodate about 3 Earths. Now it holds only 1 Earth. 1 day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Earth. Venus has an extremely slow axis rotation and takes about 243 Earth days to complete 1 full cycle. An interesting fact is that Venus takes less time in Earth days than the Earth to complete 1 revolution around the Sun, 226 days. In addition, the Sun rises every 117 Earth days, which means that the Sun rises only twice during each year, which technically occurs during 1 day. Since Venus also rotates clockwise, the Sun will rise in the west and set in the east. Every hour the Sun reaches the Earth with more energy than the planet consumes in a year. Over the past 15 years, the use of solar energy has been growing at a rate of 20% annually. According to Yale Environment 360, the world began using 30% more solar power capacity in 2017, meaning 98.9 gigawatts of solar energy was generated that year. Despite the seemingly large amount, this amount of energy represents only 0.7% of the world's annual electricity consumption. The International Space Station is the most expensive facility ever built by mankind. It is undoubtedly the most expensive thing ever created by man. It is also the largest enterprise in the history of space exploration. Its first module, Zarya, manufactured in Russia with American funds, was launched into orbit in 1998. Now there are 15 such modules. There should be 16 in total. They are made in Russia, the US, and Europe. NASA's spacesuit costs $22 million. The first spacewalk for a team of female astronauts was postponed due to a shortage of spacesuits and will take place in October 2019. NASA has invested more than $200 million in the development of new spacesuits. Despite this, according to a report by Inspector General Paul Martin, the agency has only 11 serviceable spacesuits at its disposal. They were designed in the late 70s, and their service life expired as far back as the last century. Due to malfunctions in the outdated cooling system of spacesuits in the helmets of astronauts accumulates moisture. According to NASA engineer Pablo de Leon, each suit weighs more than 330 pounds and costs $22 million. There is silence in the cosmos.
Silence.
The Anechoa chamber at the Orfield Laboratory is considered the quietest place on our planet. It absorbs up to 99.99% of sounds. But even there, you can't hear absolute silence. It will be disturbed by the workings of our lungs and circulatory system. Today, this laboratory is used for research and testing. And in similar isolated spaces, NASA specialists test future astronauts. There are no sounds in space because there's no air. Therefore, even powerful galactic explosions occur in complete silence. It is very difficult to work in such conditions. Just a few minutes in a sound vacuum cause panic attacks and strong auditory hallucinations in unprepared people. Powerful gravitational field slows time. Gravity causes time to pass differently in space. The more powerful the gravitational field, the more time slows down. This phenomenon is illustrated in the film Interstellar by Christopher Nolan. When the heroes get to the planet Miller, an hour for them turns out to be equal to 7 Earth years. When the astronauts return aboard the spaceship 3 and a bit hours later, they find a colleague who has already turned gray and has been waiting for their return for 23 years. Practically the same happens in reality. For example, for astronauts, time stretches a fraction of a second faster than for people on Earth. And in the vicinity of a black hole, it stops almost completely.
Thank you for watching. Wally did his best for you. Please support me by subscribing to the channel and don't forget to like and comment on what topic you would like the next video to be about. See you soon.
Man, I just wanna feel like a